Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Super Tees video. Blizzard has just dropped another round of class changes, and I think some of you are going to be very happy if you play some of these specializations because they're getting the juice. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, educational and entertaining content, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. So we're right in the middle. We're right in the meat and potatoes of the raid testing and the dungeon testing, which means there's going to be a lot of these coming out, and it means that your spec could flip-flop from the top to the bottom quite rapidly. So if you've got a not too strong stomach, you're not used to volatility, you might want to avoid these updates. But if you can handle it and you want to know what's going on with your spec, all the details, and let's sit through and see what happens here. So for hero talent trees, Deathbringer, the 4-set bonus, Exterminate deals 20% increased damage, and Reaper's Mark can stack up to 15 additional times. Upon exploding, Reaper's Mark increases your critical strike chance by 10% for 8 seconds. So there's a really heavy focus on this patch with trying to Omega buff the hero talent trees, basically. So this is another attempt at that. For Rider of the Apocalypse, an issue causing the Mana Forge 2-set bonus to not grant bonus damage to Undeath and Trollbane's Icy Fury has been resolved. So just bug fixes that give you more damage as Riders of the Apocalypse. For Frost, Trollbane's Ice Fury damage bonus has been increased to 20%, so more DK buffs. Trollbane's Obliterate from Mana Forged Omega 4-set bonus now deals frost damage if it was triggered from an Obliterate that consumed Killing Machine. I think that's even more buffs. Trollbane's Frost Scythe damage from the Mana Forged set bonus has been increased by 100%. More DK buffs. Is this finally a DK patch? An issue causing Whitemane's Epidemic to benefit from Mastery twice has been resolved. It's a little bit of a nerf to Unholy. PvP probably not going to really matter though. Whitemane's Death Coil damage is being increased by 100%. Those are some good buffs. Whitemane's Epidemic damage from the Mana Forge Omega set bonus has been increased by 50%. And Whitemane's Undead Death bonus from the 2-set has been increased by 20 up from 10. For Sand Lane, your 4-set bonus, Vampiric Strike now additionally increases the ability damage of Pet Ghouls and Dancing Rune Weapon by 10%. Remember, this is a patch actually where they're trying to make tanks viable in Battlegrounds as well. So I'm always keeping an eye on anything related to tank here just in case it pops up as really OP. Corrupted Blood ability of Blood Beast damage has also been increased by 25%, just giga buffing the hero talent trees. I think we're ending this season expansion with a bang. Pact of Sand Lane now stores 15% of the shadow damage of the Blood Beast, up from 10%. And Frenzied Bloodthirst now increases the damage of Death Coil by 8% per stack of the Essence of the Blood Queen, up from 5. So just hero talent tree buffs across the board. Frost Death Knight Isolated is getting a 10% damage buff, a 30% Obliterate damage buff on top of that, and Empowered Rune Weapon damage will now scale with your Mastery. Empowered Rune Weapon is now correctly considered Shadow Frost for the Deathbringer hero talent tree. Consuming Killing Machine causes Frost Scythe to deal 4 times its normal damage, up from 3. Fixed in issue causing Everfrost to not increase the damage of Howling Blast on secondary targets. Fixed in issue causing Frozen Dominion to generate multiple stacks of Mastery buff from the same target. I don't know if these bug fixes lower your damage and this is to compensate, or if you just, like, I mean, these seem massive, man. Like, that seems massive for Frosty K. I'm honestly worried you guys are just going to get, like, so giga buffed. I think I'm scrolling too fast. You guys are going to get so giga buffed that, like, there's no way they can't nerf you. They're going to have to nerf you, which is definitely alarming and concerning for the future. For Unholy, what are you guys getting? Dreadblade has an additional effect, increases the critical strike damage of your minions and diseases by 20%, scaling at a reduced amount. So, okay. So trying to make minion build more viable. That's interesting. Menacing Magus now causes your Shadow Bolt to hit up to 8 targets. Epidemic got a 30% damage buff. Death Coil got a 35% damage buff. DK wanted this buff the entire season too, man. Festering Wound burst damage also got a 25% buff. Commander of the Dead now increases Legion of Souls. Unholy Aura now increases the damage enemies take from Legion of Souls. And Harbinger of Doom now causes Sudden Doom to increase the damage of your next Death Coil by 40%, up from 20. Epidemic by 20, up from 10. And they fixed issues causing Desecrate to not function on Dawnbreaker ships, and fixed an issue causing Commander of Death to not activate. So DKs, you just got another round of Giga Buffs. Every single time, it's just a round of Giga Buffs, is what it seems like here. For Aldraki Reaver Demon Hunters, Reaver's Glaive is going to do 50% damage, down from 60 though. So a nerf to Demon Hunters. Fellscarred now increases Chaos Strike damage by 20%, while Immolation Aura is up, down from 30. So a little bit of miniature Demon Hunter nerf. For Druid here, for hero talent trees, 2-set bonus. Star Surges cast by this set bonus trigger Loon Nation's cooldown reduction effect. This interaction was unintended and added more power to the set than desired. Oh, feels bad. Boomy nerf, dude. And that seems like a big one from what they've said. Feral, Mana Forge Omega 4 set. Each stack of Bloodseeker Vines on an enemy increases bursting growth damage by 40% from 30. Little mini Feral buff. For Chrono Warden Evokers, now increases Chrono Flame's effectiveness by 5%. And the damage healing cap up to 450 from 400. Little Chrono Warden buff. Temporal Burst with the Mana Forge 4 set bonus increases the number of Chrono Flames by 2 up from 1. And they fixed an issue where After Image would not be affected by the Mana Forge 4 set. So Chrono Warden's getting a little bit stronger here. Flame Shaper, Mana Forge 2 set. Inner Flame increases periodic healing and damage by 25% down from 40. Oh man, Flame Shaper must have been really OP if they're nerfing Flame Shaper, because Flame Shaper was not like Omega viable. So Inner Flame now players a fiery visual while on the Evoker while active. Okay, little tiny visual. Fixed a timing issue where Consume Flame would not calculate the bonus from Inner Flame before dealing its damage. Essence Bomb now triggers twice if the Evoker has 2 stacks of Inner Flame. Scale Commander Evokers. Fixed an issue with the 4 set. Would not dynamically update Mass Disintegrate or Mass Eruption when applied in roofs. So just a little quality of life changes there. Croden Warrior getting a little stronger. Flame Shaper getting a little weaker. Beast Mastery Hunter. Fixed an issue with the Hunt Master's Call, was causing Haiti and Fenrir's attacks to have higher than usual variance. I have no idea what that means. Haiti and Fenrir base damage increased to about 2 times of a normal beast. These guys hit really hard. BM Hunter getting quite a bit of juice. Frostfire Mage 2 set bonus now increases Meteor, Comet Storm, and Frostfire burst damage by 30%. However, Frostfire bolt damage has been unchanged. That was probably scaling ridiculously hard because Frostfire bolt already hits really hard. Arcane Mage 2 set bonus. Arcane Blast now grants 2 stacks of Arcane Harmony. For Frost Mage, Ice Lance now additionally has a 100% chance to grant 1 stack of Cold Front. Cold Front Splinter proc reduced to 20%. It's a little bit of a mage kind of readjustment of power. Sun Fury, Mana Forge Omega 2 set bonus now increases Spellfire Sphere spell damage by 1%. Oh man, Sunfire's getting nerfed. I thought Sun Fury might be getting some play here on this patch, but I don't know anymore. Monk, Mystic Touch is going to give 8% physical damage, up from 5. The amount of classes that deal pure physical damage is quite a bit less than those that can deal magic damage. For this reason, we are making some targeted adjustments to Mystic Touch to better improve its overall effectiveness. What if this means that raid groups bring like all Fury Warriors or all Outlaw Rogues, because like this modifier ends up being so big, like extra 3% on a raid-wide group of Outlaw Rogues. I mean, this is a nice personal damage increase as well, even if you don't play with a physical attacker, right? A little 3% buff there, trying to increase the viability of monks in group content. Could be nice. For hero talent trees for Paladin, Lightsmith, 2 set bonus. When Hammer and Anvil is activated by Crusader Strike, Blessed Hammer and Hammer of the Righteous, it will instead be cast at 75% effectiveness, so slight Lightsmith nerf. So set bonus at least. 4 set bonus, if a stack of Masterwork is gained while at maximum stacks, a lesser armament will be cast on a nearby ally. Holy Mana Forge 4 set, lesser weapon now prioritize healers when possible. For Shamans, Shaman update? Something about Shamans? Oh, it's not good, guys. It's not good. It's not good. Your 2 set bonus now grants Ascendance after gaining 9 stacks of Awakening, up from 6, so it takes longer to get it as Elemental. And then as Enhancement, it's only going to give you 6 seconds of Ascendance, down from 8. But the Stormbringer build with this set bonus is likely going to be really wacky. You get a bunch of Ascendance uptime now from procs, so just wait for only the cooldown. And whenever they've done that, whether it's cooldown reduction or you can random proc your cooldown or they give you more charges of it, that type of mechanic ends up usually being very strong. Now Warriors, 4 set bonus, Demolish increases the critical strike chance of your next 1 Mortal Strike or Shields lands by 100%, not 2. So a little Arms Warrior nerf. Mountain Thane, 2 set, Ionizing strike damage increased by 725%. I'm going to assume this ability just sucks a lot if they had to increase it by 725%. So it might just not even matter. 4 set bonus, increases damage of Ionizing strikes by 100% on top of 50, so a double buff. For Slayer, 2 set bonus, execute damage increased by 10% down from 20. A little bit of nerf to Slayer. For Protection, Spellbreaker has been updated. This was the chance where they were going to randomly completely negate a magical effect. So what are they doing now? Now has an 8% chance to affect a magic damage event, but reduces damage taken by 50%. So it's not going to totally negate it. It's not going to just RNG completely negate a spell, but passive mitigation. But it's so small. Like if it doesn't hit on something important, I don't know, right? Like a lot of mechanics that hit you, it's like, and even in PvP, if a Chaos Ball hits you and it doesn't get hit, I don't know how I feel about this RNG mechanic. I feel like this is not going to be super helpful in PvE, and it's going to be annoying in PvP. Dungeons, So they're adding a bunch of new features to dungeons. For Mythic Plus, players can vote to abandon a key. Players who leave runs before completion timer or successful vote to abandon will eventually be marked as Keystone Deserter in pre-made Dungeon Finder. You're going to get a little social credit score deduction here if you're a bad sport about dungeons in the future, so be careful with that. Marked players can complete Mythic Plus runs without leaving, even if untimed, to bring themselves back into good standing and remove their Deserter's mark. But at least you're not permanently banned. You will have a chance to do community service or something, maybe run some low keys and restore yourself. And then across the board, we see a bunch of PvE items getting nerfed by 50% in PvP. So they're still doing a good job of nabbing these things in the butt whenever they come up, where PvE items, might have to go farm them. That could be annoying, or just completely imbalances the game, makes the game super damp, or just randomly one-shots. Not going to be the case. And apparently we're going to be able to earn ethereal strands from completing PvP matches. I don't know if that has to do with the new Reshi wraps, which is like the new artifact cloak that's coming in on this patch we're going to be upgrading. I likely think that is what it is. So you'll be able to upgrade that. So big buffs for DK. I think Windwalkers and DKs are the big winners here with this update. And I'll just continue relaying you guys these as they come. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.